Hello everyone. We have already discussed the basic concepts of inheritance in the previous video. Today we will see a program based on inheritance. Here we have a base class called dimensions and three subclasses: square, rectangle and triangle. The dimension class has data members as number of sides, an array as sides and the area to calculate the area. It has methods: a constructor method, read sides to input the sides to input the values of the sides, and calc area method to calculate the area. The square, rectangle and the triangle has a method as a constructor method, a display function to display the area, and a overridden calc area method to calculate the area of square, rectangle or triangle respectively. First, let's look at the base class dimensions. It has the data members as number of sides, an array double of data type double as sides, and a area double type area. Here void calc is given as 0, area is taken as 0, which will be overridden in the later subclasses. We have a default constructor where we are inputting the number of sides. That means for square the side will be 1, for rectangle we have length, breadth, the side will be 2, for triangle we have 3 sides, so the number will be 3 out there. Now see, read sides will input the values of the sides respectively. See, here we have a subclass square which is extending the parent class dimensions. So we wrote class square extends dimension. After the extends keyword we write the parent class name. Now we have the constructor of the subclass square. You look here, the constructor square for the subclass will always have the first line as calling of the superclass constructor. The superclass constructor is called using the keyword super. We wrote super within bracket 1 because you see in the dimension constructor we have a single parameter of integer type. Now a square, though a square has 4 sides, but the value of all the 4 sides is equal, so we are passing a single value to the num. Now see, it will print square, then read sides. Now when it will call the method read side of the superclass, you see it will input the value of a single side because all the 4 sides of a square are same. Now it will call the void calc area method. See, the void calc area method of the superclass. Both the superclass and the subclass is having the same method name with the same argument list. So when we have the same method with the same argument list both in the subclass and the superclass, the method of the superclass gets overridden and the method of the subclass gets called. So it will calculate the area. Finally, void display will display the area of the square by calculating the function calc area of the subclass. Now see the next subclass, class rectangle extends the superclass dimensions. Next we have the subclass constructor rectangle. The first line of the subclass constructor is always calling of the superclass constructor with the keyword super. Here we wrote super 2 because though we have 4 sides of the rectangle, yet the length and the breadth is only different that we give as input. So we have 2 for the length and the breadth. We will input only 2 values for the sides. So next, printing rectangle and then calling the read side function of the superclass. So when it calls the read side function, see on the right hand side, it will input two values of sides, because the loop will run from 0 to 1 and it will input side 0 and side 1. Next, the function calc area is called. Same here, the calc area function will be overridden in the superclass because it has the same function name as well as the parameter list. So the function gets overridden, and the subclass, it will calculate the area of the rectangle by multiplying side 0 into side 1. Void display will display the area of the rectangle by calling the function calc area of the subclass. Similarly, the subclass triangle will extend the superclass dimensions. Now the triangle, subclass triangle constructor, the first line of the subclass constructor will always be calling of the superclass by using the keyword super. We wrote here super 3 because triangles has 3 sides and all the 3 sides are different. Next, it's printing triangle, then reading the sides by calling the read side method of the superclass. Now see here, it will read 3 different sides, it will input 3 different sides because the loop will run from 0 to 2. So side 0, side 1 and side 2. So 3 different sides will be inputted. Next, the function void calc area. The void calc area function is having the same name and same parameter list in the superclass as well as the subclass. So the superclass method will get overridden, and in the subclass the function will calculate the area of the triangle. Next, the function void display, it will display the area of the triangle by calculating the calc area function of the subclass. Now see, we have a class called GeoShapes which is having the main method. So when you write your programs in BlueJ, you will create a class with the create button. The name of the class will be the one that is having the main method. So in this case it will be GeoShapes. We all know that the program execution starts from the main method. So see, we have created an object of the subclass. For all the subclasses we have created the object. We do not have to create an object of the superclass. When we create an object of the subclass, automatically the superclass methods and the data members gets invoked. So see, the first one, we are creating a object SQR of the subclass square. So when we create the object, we will see that it is calling the subclass constructor square. The subclass constructor, the first line of the subclass constructor is super. In case of square it is super 1, because though the square has 4 sides, it will give a single value because all the 4 sides will have a same value. Next, it will call the method read sides and input the value of the side. See here, see the output box, it's written enter side 1 and it will enter the value as 5 suppose. Similarly, the rectangle rect object is created of the rectangle class. The rectangle subclass is object is rect. The subclass constructor gets called, which in turn will call the superclass constructor with the value 2, because rectangle will have, it is written there super 2 because rectangle will have the value for length and breadth. It will again call the read sides function and enter the value for both the sides. It is 4 and 5, see in the output column. Similarly, for triangle, try object is created for the triangle subclass. The constructor triangle will call the superclass constructor with a value 3, super 3, because a triangle will have 3 sides, 3 different sides. Now it will in turn call the read side function, and the read side function will input the 3 sides of the triangle, the values for 3 sides of the triangle, that is 3, 4 and 5 in this case. Finally, SQR display, the square object the object created by the square class is calling the display function of the subclass square. When the display function is called, the display function in turn will call the calc area function, and it will calculate the area of the square and print it along with its size. Similarly, the rect.display will call the display function of the rectangle subclass, and it will in turn call the calc area function of the rectangle subclass and display the area of the rectangle along with its size. Similarly, the triangle, the tri.display function will call the function of the function of the subclass triangle. It will in turn call the calc area function of the subclass triangle and calculate the area of the triangle. It will print the area of the triangle along with its size. So we see here we are simply creating an object of the subclass, which in turn is calling the superclass constructors and methods within it. So in this module, I broke up the entire program into various parts and tried to explain the concept of inheritance, programming concept of inheritance to you. Hope the topic was clear to you. Thank you.